Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am so glad you guys are here. I'm also really excited because I picked up some of the new BH Cosmetics releases. I'm only going to use part of it today. The part that I'm going to skip over is some of their destination palettes. I picked up the face palette that is Cute in Cabo. And then I picked up 4 eyeshadow quads, Mesmerizing in Mykonos, Magnetic in Miami, Iconic in Iceland, and Ecstatic in Egypt. I'm going to put those aside for another video, so if you're interested in my take on some of the new, I didn't buy the whole entire new collection, but some of the new BH Cosmetics after they've been purchased by a different company. Let's just see if they've changed it all. And when I was there looking at it, I saw that they had a whole other new release, and I have not seen anybody mention these. I did not see them released on Trend Mood or any of those, you know, that tells you all the latest releases. This was kind of like low under the radar. One of the things is a palette, a face palette here called In the Buff, and this is the light to medium all-in-one face palette. So let's take off the protective sleeve and just see what this looks like. I already have my foundation on, I have my eyebrows on. Immediately in this palette, I'm seeing that it has a couple highlighters. I sometimes don't, they're too dark for highlighters for me. They might make good eyeshadows or kind of blush draping. These two kind of bronzery, contoury colors look pretty good. This is going to be too dark for a blush. This might work for a blush. Let's just play with some of these colors and see kind of what they look like here. So I'm going to grab, this is mostly clean, I think. They're so similar, right? One of them looks like it's slightly cooler, one of them slightly warmer. Let's take the little bit cooler shade and let's just see if that doesn't show up as being too gray on me. Nope, looks pretty good. Super pigmented. If this is light to medium, you're gonna want a light hand with that because that is richly pigmented. Okay, is this the warmer shade? I think I used the warmer shade. I meant to use the cooler shade, but then when I flipped the pan over, I got the wrong one. That's stunning. Okay, that makes me super happy. Now, part of it could be that in fact that I'm using a rougher brush, which is a good quality brush, and I'm putting it over the top of Natasha Denona foundation, which again, high quality type products, but I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna take the one that's the little bit of the cooler shade, this one right here. And this could go horribly wrong, or it could be just what my jowls and chin needed. Okay, do a little contouring with whatever the dregs are that are left. It feels like it's been so long since I've done any kind of bronzering or contouring. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, we're gonna take this darker shade here. This is the one that I think might be the only one that could be kind of a blush for me. And we're gonna try to use kind of a light handled up. Super pretty, rich, warm, lovely fall shades. Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't know what was gonna happen with BH Cosmetics. I was very concerned that they were gonna lose their quality or lose their interest. And this Nude Ego, I never even heard about it, but people should be talking about this. Not super expensive, like the price point is perfectly fine. And on my light medium skin, that's looking really pretty. Should I take one of these shimmers? I'm gonna take the darker one. And even though I don't like too much shine on my face to bring out texture, sometimes I'll do a little blush draping, do a little tapping over the top where I don't have much texture, and that's giving me a very beautiful glow. Wow. So my husband had recently, I'm keeping this out here, I need to put that in the right. My husband had texted me a few minutes ago and he said, hey, I'm gonna go make a stop and then I'm gonna come and let's go to dinner. So I have to get ready. I did pick up 2 of the eyeshadows. I think there were 3 in the collection. This one is called, so again, it says Nude Ego on it, and then this one says Unleashed. This is Me. And This Is Me is more of a purpley, plummy, yeah, dark, rich eggplant eyeshadow look, or eyeshadow palette. 6 shadows. They're not horribly big pan sizes, which I like, but I think that's actually going to be really pretty. I'm excited to use that. I'm not going to use that right now. I'm going to use this one. This is it looks the same. Like they look identical. They both say Nude Ego, they both say Unleashed on it, but this one is the Wild palette, and it is greens. Kind of cool tone greens, as opposed to my normal preferred, which is probably gonna be more on the like gold greens. Something with like a gold, that kind of warmth that you get from gold, as opposed to being cool tones. But today I'm wearing a black, like, you can't see it, but I'm wearing like a black, it's almost like a workout shirt, but not really. And then the black matching leggings, and then I have this kind of green, super long cardigan on it. And I'm just gonna leave that on to go to dinner. I'm not dressing up, but we'll put on some eyeshadow, right? So there's 6 shades in here. 3 of them are matte, 3 of them are shimmers. They look pretty well paired too. So these 2 greens they're mattes. They look very similar. I'm gonna take the lighter one, which is called Spirit, and a little bit of kick up, kind of what I would expect from BH. I'm gonna put that in my crease and then hopefully diffuse it up a little bit higher. I sometimes forget about purples and green eyeshadows because I worry about them being too jarring for like an everyday like work look or a travel look. I'm gonna build that up just a little bit crease. And then I see videos where I've used green eyeshadow and I go, I love green eyeshadow on me. I didn't scoot you guys in. I'm sorry. Okay, as I was saying, then I see myself in a video where I'm using green eyeshadow and I go, why don't I use more green eyeshadow? I always end up liking it so much. And to me, greens, especially like kind of dark forest olive greens, which is not the same thing at all, but dark greens, kind of like olive greens, martini olive greens, olive drab greens, forest greens, pine and fir, and all those kind of colors of dark green. Not necessarily Kelly greens or seafoam greens or light greens, but dark greens, not Kelly green. Kelly green is an accent color for me. It's not a like an everyday wearable shade, but point is, sometimes those shades, I love them as neutrals. When I think of neutrals in clothing, I think of, you know, tans, browns, grays, black, navy are all like neutrals to me. But I've got to throw in an olive green in there too as a neutral. There's so many things that go with it. That's literally one of my favorite colors. Hence the sweater that I'm wearing. So that was the shade Spirit. That was this one right here. I'm going to darken it up with this darker one down here called Feisty. And I've just got the same brush. It's a Sigma brush. Sigma E25. And I love to do a monochromatic look. So when I saw this palette and the purple one, I went, oh, I love those. And I think too, because I hadn't heard anybody talk about them, I had to find out if the quality was going to. I put BH Cosmetic right there with ColourPop as far as quality. So if you like the ColourPop quality and you've not tried BH, then definitely give it a consideration. At least the formerly known as BH Cosmetic. The new company, I don't know what's going to change since they got bought out, but I can tell you that right now, quality's great. Okay, I'm loving this. There's just the slightest variation between those two shades that's giving me just a little bit of that gradient. And I do have smaller, close set hooded eyes, so sometimes you lose the individual shades, but I'm really liking that. Let me grab a little bit bigger brush here. So I just got done traveling and I'm getting ready to go back out again, and then I'll be home for like a week, and then I've got some more travels again too. So I am pre-filming, and today I've done a number of videos. So my little eyes, in addition to being jet lagged, are awfully tired here. Okay, so I've got 3 shimmers in here. I'm gonna swatch these really fast. Let's just see what they look like. Okay, that's beautiful. A little thinner formula than I thought it was gonna be. Let's try this one next to it. Okay, good, interesting. And then this lighter one, that's very frosty. I think I'm gonna have to choose the very first one, which is called Savage. I'm not going to use all of the shade today. This palette is very well organized in the sense that you can put 2 shades together and they're complementary and I think they're meant to be together. So you don't really have to think about it too much. Wow. Is that not pretty? Holy smokes, I like that. Okay. So that was the shade Savage. And I wouldn't necessarily think to put something that was kind of a little bit more on the teal green side with those olive greens, but those are really pretty. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I took the chance on this. I can't believe nobody's been talking about this. If you know anybody else that's been talking about this line, this nude ego line, let me know. I'd love to see somebody else's videos on it. Sometimes, you know, I get stuck in doing my own thing, and especially because I've been traveling, I haven't seen anybody else's videos on that. Well, sometimes when I travel, I don't have time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I force myself. I've got my favorite YouTubers that, you know, I try not to miss any of their stuff, but I'm coming out of being gone. I've fallen behind, so hopefully I'll be able to catch up some in the airports. Wow, that's a beautiful, smoky, exciting look here. Should I take that lighter one? Not the lightest one. I'm not gonna take the lightest one. I'm gonna ignore that one. I'm gonna grab a little brush, and I'm gonna take this kind of like seafoamy green, blue-green seafoam color called Lush. We're going to take a little bit of Lush down. So I'm already seeing that it's similar BH quality in the sense that there's a little bit of kick up in there. That doesn't bother me too terribly much. Just dust off your brushes before you go in around your eyes, especially if you're a contact wearer like I am. It's no fun to have eyeshadow floating around. My husband every now and then will say, hey, you must have done a look with pink eyeshadow today because you've got a pink. I'm just taking that darkest shade called Feisty just along. Okay, I love this palette. I love this look that I've done. I need to put a little bit of mascara on. I'm gonna tell you before I get going though here, this to me reminds me of what this palette should have been. This is the Rebel Army palette from Juvia's Place. And that's what this looks like. And it's a pretty palette. It's dark. It's dark. And you can really only wear like the shimmer and then, you know, the one matte that corresponds it. This is, I think, a little bit more wearable. This is has a little bit more, and I feel like there was another palette that had that minty green in it, but I don't know what it's coming off the top of my head. But anyway, the Rebel Army, I think this is like the more mature, better curated version of that. This is more wearable to me. I have some mascara. Let me put some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I am absolutely obsessed with this makeup look. I don't know why I don't do this more. Green eyeshadow. Darn you, green eyeshadow. Making me fall in love with you again. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Dior Powder No Port powder. I started reusing this again because, you know what, I haven't been. And this shade's maybe a touch darker than I need, but boy, I feel like I've got a lot of healthy glow right now. Wow. Okay. The blush, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I normally about this time would say, no, I need to doctor it up, but I'm gonna leave well enough alone because I think this is great. As a lady of a certain age who's a little bit scared of color, I think this turned out beautiful. I'm super excited. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go clean up. I got a bunch of brushes I gotta clean. I'm gonna go clean up, make sure that I have all my stuff packed up to head out again on my next travel adventures. Tell me what you guys like as far as content. If you guys are interested in travel stuff, travel vlogging. I think sometimes people kind of muddy their channel a little bit and they try to put too much into the same channel, and I think that messes with the algorithm. I'm not speaking from experience because I'm not even a monetized channel. Yay. There isn't anybody who doesn't appreciate you guys more, who appreciates you guys choosing to spend time with me, inviting me into wherever you are. I could be in your bedroom right now. That's not creepy. I could be in your bathroom with you. You could be soaking in the bathtub watching YouTube videos. That's been known to happen. You could be waiting in line somewhere. You could be anywhere. In your living room. Wherever you are, your dining room table. I could be sitting with you at your dining room table right now. Regardless of where you're watching me and where you've invited me into. That does not go unnoticed, and I really do appreciate it. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of green eyeshadow? Freaking BH. Now I'm all excited. Okay, I'll come back to you guys with these other palettes here, but not yet. So stay tuned, stick around, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified. That way you know when these other BH palettes will come at you. And I love you guys. I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.